Hi, welcome to 2020 Tasty Treats Applique series, things that go. So we're doing lots of things that go somewhere. So we're already up to number 13 today, so we've done already 12 here. So that these are the ones that we're doing. So we're going across in rows, so we're on the last one for this middle row. And this time it's quite a large piece of machinery. If you've already signed up on GourmetQuilter.com for the pattern, you'll have something that you can print out like this with everything ready to trace. We're doing, well, I'm doing fused raw edge applique. You might be doing something else entirely. So everything's numbered, all the pieces, the shapes and things that you can cut out so that you can see some idea of the order of placement so that things tuck under other things. I've gone ahead and started positioning some bits here. So this piece here that goes within the track of this bulldozer, they're not really wheels, are they? They're definitely tracks. There's two circles that go in first. So I've already popped those on because I'm using steamer seam. It's already a little bit adhesive, so it'll sit where I put it, which is very convenient. So I've put the circles there already, and then I've just lined up to put the main body of the machine up there. And then we can pop the track over the top. So I cut the center of the track out. We didn't really need that piece, so we've just got a fairly skinny little piece here, and so this needs to cover over the join for the main piece of machinery as well and go around this. So hopefully this is all going to sit fairly well. You want it to sit fairly straight, so that, although I have to say dozers can probably go over all sorts of bumpy terrain, so it may not need to be straight on the road, seeing as they're not normally even on the road. So just position that around. I think that's probably looking pretty good for that. And then we've got like a little grill for where the motor is, so that it can get air in it. We've got a window, got a door handle so the driver can get in. We've got piece number one is actually the little funnel chimney there, so you can't necessarily put it in place first because you've got to know where everything goes, but it does need to tuck under the main body of the machinery there. Then we've got this piece that comes out here. So I'm just going to lightly sit that there because we just need to make sure it's going to join up with all its pieces that make it work. It has to connect up, so maybe something like it's on a bit of an angle. So on the pattern that you will have been able to download, there is actually an image of the block finished going the right way, so you're not left totally wondering where all these pieces go. And then there's another piece of this that holds up here. I'm not a big machinery person, so I may be completely anatomically incorrect. However, it looks pretty fun. So this piece holds on to control that piece, this piece holds on to control that piece, and I think we're all done. So there are some lines on this piece here to indicate an open grill, which I'll do when I'm doing the stitching. Otherwise I think we've got our dozer in place, our bulldozer, and I'm going to iron all those shapes on now, and then I can go to the machine and start stitching. So I'm doing free motion stitching, and I've got my machine all set up with the feed teeth down. I've got a free motion foot on, but otherwise I've got a regular needle, regular cotton. I'm just using a cotton batting, a lightweight batting, as my stabilizer, because when you do free motion work you need some form of stabilizer. If we're free motion quilting, we have the stabilizer because we have the batting in our quilt. If we're just doing applique, often it's just a piece of fabric, so you just need something to help hold it nice and firm, because the free motion doesn't have the same sort of tension on it that regular sewing does, and it can drag it in a little bit. So now we've got lots of bits that go over and under here, so I think I'm just going to have a little go at, where should we start? I might start on this, I don't know where to start. I might start on this piece of the arm that's coming out here, so that I can then skip on to this one, and things like that. So my aim is to try and stop and start as few times as possible with the machine. However, sometimes it just has to be done. Thread out the way. So I'm going to continue on round this arm here, and then I can go straight on to the next arm here. So I'm using a darker thread, like I'm just using a dark grey for pretty much everything, and I think that it just helps give it a little bit of an outline. I didn't want it to be as strong as black. So I'm actually going to go onto the scoopy digger bit as well. Now I'll come back to where this arm's come in, but rather than stop and start, I'm actually just going to go on that end of the arm again, just so that I can come back up to where I was. And then right up to the stitching, and then just come back here again. In fact, actually I could have come onto here because we have to do that edge as well. And then we can come back down here. And then I can come all the way back down that arm, and I'll need to end off when I get around there. So it's kind of neat to think up ways of going as far as you can without stopping and starting. There's no real reason for not stopping and starting, it's just a whole lot of threads and ends and things. So I'll continue on. I'll probably do the main body next, and then I've got to do the lines on the grill, and then we've got to sort out how to do all the track and the things in there. So I will come back when I've done a little bit more and show you the next bit. So I've been around the main body, and I'm just doing some lines on this little motor grill area. I'm just coming backwards and forwards. Joining up with the line that's already there. And then I'm just going to need to end off there, and then I'm going to have a little go at this funny little corner in here. There's a whole lot of things coming and going in here, so I think what I'll do is come down from this underside of the orange arm here and get onto and try and get this little tight corner of little bits done. So I'll just come down here, and I think what I'll do is skip onto this track and come up to here. Then I'll come back on myself so I can go round here, and then come along this little bit of arm and back on the track again, and then come back onto this inner circle within the track there, and I'll have to end off there. But that's kind of done a whole little tight bit of all sorts of things in one little go. So I think that was pretty good. So now I've just got to finish off around the track and these other little circle bits inside there. So I'll keep going, and I can show you when I get to the other end. So I've gone ahead, I've finished doing all the sewing. We've got our little wheels within a whatever to hold the track on. I need to learn more about machinery, I think. I don't know what all these things are called. But I have it on good authority that it is actually a bulldozer. I thought it was going to be a digger, but I was so wrong. So that was number 13 in our series of 20 things that go. And that finishes off the second row here as well. So we're doing really well. And please do have a look on GourmetQuilter.com for more information on the 2020 series. And other than that, I'll see you back again with Applique Things That Go number 14.